Deep in the woods, 30 minutes away from the closest town, is a hidden oasis. A beautiful area with thriving wildlife, this place is now known as the Buffalo River National Park System. Clear waters and natural wonders are everywhere. This breathtaking land goes far deeper than meets the eye. Native Americans, war, ghost towns, and abandoned mines are all part of this rich history. Buffalo National River is 153 miles of free-flowing waters and forms a natural watershed. The river is a natural makeup of this unique land allows for shelters and caves to form naturally. This brings us into the first known Native American presence around the Buffalo River. These occupants are known as the Ozark bluff dwellers. They lived off of the land and relied on streams and wildlife. Over time, things evolved and changed. Some of the larger Indian groups included the Cherokee, Osage, and Shawnee. However, Cherokee had the greatest impact on the area. Tools and remnants from the settlement can still be found today. They gradually left, leading into the remaining settlers.
The first settlers chose fertile bottomland fields along the Buffalo River. Small fields were used for resources and nearby water sources were utilized. Settlement began on the river in the 1820s. Unfortunately, much of the history of those who settled early is only oral history, or simply lost. This period lasted up until the Civil War. The Civil War around the Buffalo was absent of large battles or military maneuvers. Terrorism, guerrilla tactics, and jayhawking were more common. Later settlement after the Civil War was more developed, and small communities popped up everywhere. There was an increase in farm size and productivity. Squatting was common in the area. The ghost town of Rush flourished during this time and eventually became part of the park. Rush is located in Marion County and is known to be the only ghost town that is located between the Mississippi River and Rocky Mountains. This abandoned town was once home to over 3,000 people. Originally, settlers were drawn to this area from Indian folklore. Rush was rumored to have rich deposits of silver. In reality, this substance was actually zinc. While it was not silver, zinc was in high demand during World War I. It became the center of the mining industry in Arkansas and attracted many people. During the boom, population numbers far exceeded the available housing. Many lived in makeshift forts and tents. Stores, residences, a hotel, barn, doctor's office, restaurants, pool halls, and mining facilities made up the town. At that time, room and board in the hotel was $3 a week. Miners could make a hefty $12 a day, but took a big risk. Mines were liable to fall at any time. It thrived for years, but by the end of World War I, Rush declined and the population dwindled. By 1918, almost everyone was gone. Sadly, this is all that is now left of Rush. Broken down buildings and pieces of the past scattered everywhere. There is almost no sign of any human life left. Looking at the remnants, it is hard to imagine the place Rush used to be, in all of its glory. Few buildings still remain, and those that do are in very rough shape. It eventually became part of the park system, along with the river.
During this time, life was common along the river in the area surrounding Rush. However, this wouldn't last forever. The river's hydroelectric potential drew lots of attention. It was proposed in 1938 that the river is dammed in two spots. Those who enjoyed using the river recreationally and lived along it strongly disagreed. Many opposed to it, and in 1961, a National Park Service team began surveying the river. It was made national in 1972.
To get the full story, we interviewed Geneva Davenport, who lived with her husband on the river on Tony Bend before it became national. She requested to not be put on video. She described how they were forced off of their land and how hard it was changing lifestyles. It was very upsetting to her family and to others all around who had to move too. While she talked about how difficult it was, she truly believes it was for the best. Now, the park is one of Arkansas's most leading tourist destinations. It welcomes 800,000 plus visitors annually. It offers swimming, kayaking, canoeing, hiking trails, horseback riding trails, and so much more. It has also protected the park's unique ecosystem, which provides a habitat to numerous wildlife species, such as bear, deer, elk, beaver, raccoon, catfish, smallmouth bass, and multiple bird species, as well as diverse plant life. In the words of Jimmy Driftwood, the park truly is Arkansas's gift to the nation, America's gift to the world.